Amazing matchup here, guys. You got the best from Apple and the best from Sony. The Apple iPhone 7 Plus and the Sony Xperia XE Premium. So let's go to power them both on. Now guys, in the last video, hundreds of you guys requested this video, so it should be a great matchup. Now with the iPhone, you're getting the latest A10 chipset and 3GB of RAM. And on the Sony, Snapdragon 835 and 4GB of RAM. Alright, so incredibly fast boot up time here. For iPhone. And Sony up as well. Alright guys, let's make sure everything's closed out on both phones. Good on both. And we're going to get right to it. So first up we got NBC News. Alright, so extremely fast here on Sony. iFunny next. Wow, once again Sony here. YouTube. Wow, so again Sony here. Calculator. And these should be pretty close, calculator and clock. Alright, eBay next. Wow, so yet again, another one here for Sony. Alright, let's do photos versus album. Alright, so this one going to iPhone. So we have 3 games. First one's going to be Asphalt 8. Now, if the Sony, this is the world's first phone with a 4K HDR screen display. And both screens are actually 5.5 inches. Alright guys, so surprising, Sony winning yet again. Usually Apple does win with the games, but not this time. Alright, settings. CBS Sports. So yet again we got Sony here. Alright, so a couple more games and moving on to more stuff. So Temple Run 2 next. Oof, man, Sony's really doing well. Actually, looks like it's going to get stuck here at the screen. So, looks like this one going to the iPhone. Alright, Modern Combat 5 next. And actually, I think on this one you have to skip it for the iPhone because there's this little cutscene that plays. Alright, so, I mean, there was a tiny bit faster on the Sony, but again, you do have to skip that cutscene on the iPhone. Let's get into the benchmark next. Alright guys, you see your highest score for AnTuTu for the iPhone, 185,000 versus 178 for the Sony. And for the iPhone, this is the highest for any phone on the market. And for the Sony, highest for any Android phone on the market. And a lot of people say AnTuTu is better optimized for the iPhone. Not really sure if that's true, but nonetheless, is higher score for the iPhone. Alright, so Chrome next. Alright guys, let's go and clear out the web history on both phones. And let's just go back into the app, close it out. Alright, let's go to imdb.com first. IMDb. Alright, so that was pretty close. I think it may have been Sony, but write a comment down below. Let's do Zelda next. Alright, Zelda.com. Alright, so this one, pretty easy going to Sony. Let's do Nintendo next. Alright, Nintendo.com. And looks like pretty easier for the Sony as well. Alright, let's do a couple more. Let's do Sony.com and Apple.com. Alright, Sony.com first. Alright, so Sony winning Sony.com. And then let's go to Apple.com last. Alright, Apple.com. Alright, so this one going to Sony as well. Web browsing does go to Sony. Let's do camera speed next. And a lot of you guys liked having Whalmer in the last couple of videos, so let's go and bring them. And a lot of you guys liked having Whalmer in the last couple of videos, so let's bring them back. Alright, so testing out speed for now. And we'll have a lot of actual camera comparisons on my channel in the future. But again, for now, it's testing out the speed. Alright, so for the most part, I think the iPhone looks a tiny bit faster here. Also guys, keep in mind with the Sony, it is more megapixels, so 19 versus 12 for the iPhone. Alright guys, so next up, let's test out the fingerprint scanners. So for the iPhone, it's right here on the home button. And in my opinion, this is the best place for a fingerprint scanner. And on the Sony on the side right here, so still a very good place for fingerprint scanner. Both are a lot better than phones have it on the back. Alright, so it's testing out speed for now. Now I will say both these fingerprint scanners are excellent, extremely accurate. And it looks like the Sony a little bit faster. Yeah, Sony definitely a bit faster here. But both are pretty much 100% accurate. Or at least pretty close to that. Alright guys, so it's been a great speed test so far, and before we do the final test, let's go ahead and round out the specs of both the phones. So both these phones have 5.5 inch screens, however they are pretty different. So on the Sony, this is the world's first phone with a 4K HDR screen, and only the second phone in general with 4K screen. The first was the Z5 Premium. By comparison, the iPhone is 1080p. So with the Sony getting twice as many pixels per inch, 807 versus 401. Now, front-facing camera, I do prefer the Sony here, so it is 13 megapixels versus 7 on the iPhone. And also, I will have some comparisons of that in the future. Moving our way towards the bottom. So you see here on the iPhone, you have Lightning port, on the Sony USB Type-C. And on the side, you see the fingerprint scanner there for Sony. The top, so on the Sony, you do have a headphone jack, on the iPhone, you don't. And the other side. And then let's take a look at the back. So obviously guys, Sony is a fingerprint magnet when we wipe this off. Alright, so here it is wiped down. Really beautiful design here on the Sony. So very unique mirror-like finish. And both phones made of metal. And then on the iPhone, you actually have two cameras here in the back. Both are 12 megapixels. One of them is used for some excellent zoom. And on the Sony, you have one camera, 19 megapixels. And is capable of super slow motion, 960 frames per second. Now, internal storage on the iPhone, you have 32, 128, 256 gigabytes. On the Sony, only one option, 64 gigabytes. However, the Sony does a micro SD card support and the iPhone is not. Now, in terms of battery, Sony a little bit larger, so 3230 capacity versus 2800 for the iPhone. And we'll have a comparison of that in the future, actual real-world use. Internally, you get the latest and best specs on both phones. So on the iPhone, you have the A10 chipset and 3 gigabytes of RAM. For the Sony Snapdragon 35 and 4 gigabytes of RAM. And then both phones do have stereo speakers. On the Sony, they're front facing. And finally, both phones are waterproof. Alright guys, so last up we got multitasking. And let's go back towards the beginning. So we got NBC News first. Alright, so this one going to Sony is refreshing on the iPhone. Let's do iFunny next. Alright, Sony there. You do. Alright, so this one going to iPhone, doesn't refresh on that. Let's do Temple Run 2 next. Alright, so very good sign, neither phone loading the app. Let's do Photos. Alright, so this one going to the iPhone. And there's a couple more to give my final thoughts. Let's do Modern Combat. Alright, so on the Sony, it is reconnecting right here. Well, actually on the Sony, it was already calculating if we press the button right there. So in that case, I mean, kind of hard to tell which one won. So with the Sony, it was kind of one step ahead. Let's just do a couple more. Let's Ashboard 8 next. Ashboard 8. Alright, so again, very good sign, near-phone voting, and I think a little bit faster on the Sony. Because on the iPhone, it did show a picture at first was not moving. eBay. Alright, so this one going to iPhone. And let's just do a couple more, guys. So next up is the Chrome. Alright, so pretty close, maybe a tad faster on the iPhone, but very close. And last one was the camera. Alright, camera next. Alright guys, so overall I think multitasking excellent on both phones. Alright guys, so now for the final results. Now first up guys, I know a lot of you guys have some strong opinions on this, so please let me know in the comment section below. And I will say that both these phones, excellent phones. They have some great features like waterproofing and fantastic cameras on both. However, that said guys, I do think this one goes to the Sony. Now the iPhone did win some categories like the boot up test and AnTuTu, a little bit faster camera speed as well. But overall guys, I think the Sony did win a majority of it. And also guys, I do want to note the iPhone is around 8-9 months old at this point, whereas the Sony's brand new. So I think in a few months when the iPhone 8 comes out, they'll give some great competition to the Sony Xperia XC Premium. And also still a ton of tests to do between these two phones. So that includes stuff like battery life, camera tests, and more. Alright guys, so if you want to check out more videos in the future, you can click in the top left corner there, subscribe. Or you can watch another video right now in the bottom right. Alright guys, thanks again for watching.